Stinking that bitch, hit you with the blink. Hit you with the blink. Hit you with the tricks.
Louis with Gucci, put a hoochie with a hoochie. We do the hoochie coochie, but I'm still grabbing on my toolie. Grabbing on my toolie.
I want to know, if I showed up to our date wearing this, what would you do? What would you do?
This pussy will drive you crazy, drive you crazy, drive you crazy, drive you crazy, drive you crazy.
Let me see you jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
Go ahead and put in that word. Let me see you jiggle, 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 jiggle. Oh, baby, make it wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Oh my God, do you need your inhaler? Cause you got that asthma.
Y'all better come up here and get one of these.
What's that?
It's a bad bitch, fuck the bitch. Bitch get slick, I'ma cut the bitch. I'm a bad bitch, suck some dick. If that bitch gets slick, I'll cut.
Alright fellas, so I'm gonna give you some more secrets when it comes to girls you might meet at the bookstore and just girls that love to read in general. And the most important thing, I think, is you gotta understand going into this is not gonna be a monogamous relationship. She's got 5 to 7 book boyfriends on standby, maybe even a couple of book girlfriends, I don't know. Don't make fun of her for it. Trips to the ER aren't cheap. And please, if you value your pride, don't ask no stupid ass questions like, if your favorite book boyfriend was here, would you choose him or me? Like, no, bro. These dudes be fighting entire armies and like turning down immortalities for their girls. And some of y'all gotta be gassed up to go to the store for her when she has cramps. Like, you don't wanna fucking know the answer to that question. Don't ask it. Also, if you walk in a room and she's reading a book and she got the blanket, the snacks, the favorite mug, and she's fucking giggling at shit that's on the page, boy, you better not interrupt her unless there's a serial killer in the house. And even then, he's gotta be on the side of the house that y'all are currently on, and she's gotta be able to see him. Otherwise, it's not.
Step one. You Hispanic?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Me too.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Come on, they say, I wanna fuck. Step one. Step one.
I should be able to comfortably grab your phone, bust out a TikTok, post it if I want, tag myself on the page, the story, anything I want. Scroll through the messages and you shouldn't flinch or hesitate at all.
Reddit. What are some of your unpopular opinions? If you need religion to not be a horrible person, and to stop you from doing horrible things, then you are a terrible person. Most actors are seriously uneducated and should never be taken as authorities on any current topics. People who advocate for weed and its medicinal benefits don't actually care about the medicinal part. The majority just want to get stoned without getting judged for it. Preheating the oven is a scam ran by the government to take your money. The thought of going to the beach is way better than actually being there. Women asking men out should be as normal as men asking women out. Asking your partner to marry you in front of hundreds of strangers is an emotional blackmail. I absolutely believe cheese ruins a good hamburger. On the internet, you are a straight, white, American male unless stated otherwise. If you are over 30 and work at a fast food restaurant, you are not a loser. Not everyone can be a doctor, a lawyer or an engineer. Mint and chocolate are the nastiest combination to ever exist. Boobs aren't that sexy once you see them bare, but they are when they're covered up. Mona Lisa is ugly as fuck. Alcohol should be illegal. It's only legal because it's been around for thousands of years, and if it had been discovered as recently as a lot of other drugs it would be illegal. Being proud of your race is lame because you had no choice of which race you are. People who are really intense sports fans are in the same caliber of nerd as people really into comic books or superheroes.
Call it out.
There we go.
County 27-6.
Here, come on.
27-6. Eastbound Maryland. Okay, dude, we'll take medics routine. Copy. 8 foot 4.
Whoa! Let's go. Where'd your stick go?
Right against the curb. We're good.
I've never seen a car go that fast.
12 seconds later.
County cars in front of me have eyes on this car.
Come on, 3. Maryland or where?
It crashed Maryland west of Hazelwood.
Maryland missed it. Where he said.
Crashed Maryland west of Hazelwood. I'm here to report we were in the tire scene. 327, go again.
Roll D2856. 2586.
Medics. No medics.
Start medics. Start medics.
Oh, you got your big truck. You got your big truck with the big rims. Are you driving with your big truck and your big rims? Are you gonna be so big with your big rims? How many of you actually knew that Jeffrey Dahmer was murdered in prison alongside another convicted murderer? Honestly, I did not know. Let's talk about these two folks. So this was salesman Jesse Anderson, who was born in Illinois but then eventually would move to Wisconsin. Later down the road, Jesse would eventually marry Barbara and they had 3 children together. Well, apparently by 1992, the marriage wasn't going so well. Jesse thought the marriage was failing. So he wanted to give it one more shot, right? On the night of April 21st, 1992, he took his wife out to go see a movie, and then afterwards they went to go have dinner, and at that point he planned to try to reconcile their marriage. Apparently it didn't go well. After they left the TGI Fridays that they were eating at in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, they would walk to their car, and not too soon afterward, police were called because there were 2 people on the ground bleeding. It was Jesse Anderson and his wife, Barbara. They had both apparently been stabbed. Barbara immediately went into a coma and would eventually die a couple days later, but Jesse, who had 4 stab wounds to his chest, would survive. Most of his stab wounds were superficial. Barbara was stabbed 21 times in the face. Jesse said that the assailants were 2 black men. He said he managed to knock off one of their hats, a Los Angeles Clippers hat. So police were looking for 2 black men who have done this. Well, in their investigation, it turns out that it wasn't 2 black men. It was Jesse Anderson who stabbed his wife multiple times in the face. By using forensic smarts and also witness testimony, that's how they came to that conclusion. Jesse had bought the hat from this man that same day. Jesse was convicted and sentenced to 60 years to life. He would eventually end up in the same prison as Jeffrey Dahmer. And also, Christopher Scarver. Christopher was working in Milwaukee at a Conservation Corps job group. He was promised a full-time position at this job by a man who eventually that man would be terminated from the company. Therefore, Scarver's promotion to full-time never got to happen. So on June 1st, 1990, he went to his place of work and he confronted the person who replaced the man who promised him a full-time job. That man was named Steve Lohman, and he was demanding money from him. And he was pointing a gun at Steve Lohman. He was drunk, he was crazy. When Steve only gave him a few bucks, he shot him directly in the forehead, killing him instantly, and then shot him 2 more times after he was dead. Another person there would end up giving him a $3,000 check, and he let them live. He found out that Jeffrey Dahmer was specifically targeting black young men. He also found out that Jesse Anderson tried to frame 2 black men for a murder he committed. So, while on cleaning duty in a locker room at the prison, he beat both men to death with a metal bar. He's now serving 3 life sentences without parole.